No, there we go.
I'm bad.
Yeah.
Diesel from gasoline. Push the button that starts, that's all that matters.
For your.
Online works.
All right, Tuesday, January 13th, 2026, I'll call the Chickasaw County Board of Supervisors to convene. Roll call, we got Supervisors Swinski, Carter, and Reibach and Hackman. Absent is Suko. Also with us is Board Secretary Sheila Shackleton. Today's agenda was presented to us on Friday. Due to some unforeseen circumstance, Supervisor Suko could not be with us, so we have canceled the public health items, the recorder's items, and the 2 budget reviews for engineer and custodian. All that's left then is engineer for 2 items, and then Dave Gorman on 2 items also. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll move. Second.
Motion by Isaac, second by Steve to approve the agenda with some cancellations as mentioned. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Isaac?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Jake? Aye. Motion is carried. Absent Travis. We'll try to do the shorter one first, Roman, if you could wait a couple minutes. Custodian Dave Gorman, good morning. Discussed electrical panels at the courthouse. Between Dave and myself and Stanton Electric, we have prepared a spec sheet for the 2 panels. Item number 1, project number 1, basement location. I'll just go through these quickly. Pull new wire, an existing pipe from the main distribution panel in the basement to the panel on the east wall at the bottom of the stairs in the basement. Wire shall be number 4, should be 4 conductors at a number 2 THHN copper, 3 for the hot phases, 1 for the neutral, and then a number 1 conductor for number 4 copper for the ground. Use the existing 100 amp 3-pole breaker in the main distribution panel. Ground wire to be terminated on the new ground bar that was just installed above the main panel with a compression connector and bolt to the ground bar. Replace the internal of the panel with a new, me and Dave talked about this morning, so they're gonna use the existing cover, but they gotta cut it. He'll take that out to R&R Welding, L&R Welding to get it cut. And then put a brand new internal in with 42 spaces, square D manufactured breakers. Project number 2. This is the one in the machine room. We put a little bit more details in there because of these splices that are currently in the wires. So that will not have any splices in the attic, any of the junction boxes. They're just gonna be a pull-through box with no splices with the main wire. Again, new wire from the basement up to the machine room. That new panel, because of code changes, cannot be where it's located. It has to go on the north wall, not on the wall that's in between the air conditioner. There's not enough space. Dave knows what's all going on here. If he has any questions, please call me. That one will be a 24 space breaker, just because there's only 9 breakers being used today. That gives us almost 15 spaces for future expansion. Dave, I asked him if we could put a cell phone on here, and you said yesterday that was okay for these contractors to call you.
Yes.
Couple notes that are very critical. These projects need to be viewed in person before submitting a bid. To view the projects, contact Dave Gorman. Please note, these projects will need to be completed when the courthouse is closed, night or weekends. All work must comply with National Electrical Code, include any state permit and inspection fees. Tentatively, we wrote down bids are due by January 30th, which gives them more than 2.5 weeks to submit bids. We will open the bid on February 2nd, 2026 at a regular meeting. And Chickasaw County reserves the right to reject any and all bids at their discretion. This morning I did give you guys a list of the 7 Chickasaw County licensed electricians or electrical shops in Chickasaw County. I think it'd be very good to give it to all 7 of those licensed certified electricians in Chickasaw County. New Hampton Electric, Stanton Electric, Speltz Electric, EH Electric, Angel Electric, Hennings Electric, and Ryan Meyer Electric. I think I call them all. I don't know any other ones, but there is 7 of them, so. We've been working on this project for many weeks now. I think it is totally needed. Even at the District 2 meeting, other counties are upgrading their panels at the courthouses, mainly due to a lot of electronics to have a very good ground source. Pretty much no conduit is gonna be removed or replaced. You guys think the timeline's okay? You want it longer?
Four PM on the 30th.
4 PM, yes. Yep.
My suggestion would be another week. I just, if I give to that many people, give them a chance, especially if you want them to come in and look at it.
Okay.
And they be able to do another job, and have a chance to come in right away to take a peek.
So then,
You're saying February 9th.
February 6th.
Oh.
We went without it for this long, I don't know what another couple weeks would be.
So February 6th.
February 4th, okay with that? February
I
6th.
think that's a good idea, yeah.
So February 6th, and then the bids will be opened on February 9th. So we all know what the 1 panel costs on the 2nd floor beside the elevator shaft. That was around, I think it was like 5,200. So you can pretty much estimate that this is gonna be around that. My guesstimate would be anywhere from 15 to 20,000. The one in the basement's gonna be a little bit easier. It's only 40 feet.
Right.
But the 220 feet run will take some time and labor to get up in the attic
Right.
and open all those boxes, and pull that 220 feet approximately to the machine room. So. Any questions? We did hire Stan Electric to do the scope of the work for the bid purpose. But I added a lot of the notes and got you guys a list for the 7 positions. Any other changes or corrections? So on the ones you guys got emailed to you this morning or last night, we're gonna put specifically 42 spaces for the one in the basement, because that's how many is being used today.
Right.
I did contact the guy we did hire. They don't make anything, they make things bigger, but that means taking the whole guts out, the whole panel off, repiping every conduit into the new panel. Since it's that close, it was asked to keep it at a 42 space breaker. The one in the machine room is gonna go from a 9 space currently up to a 24 space. So the one on the 2nd floor that feeds stuff in the court room, 2nd floor, and some stuff in the 1st floor, that's gonna go to a 24 space breaker. And then we're gonna add Dave's cell phone number and then change the dates to February 6th and February 9th.
You have not go through it.
Yes, I will rewrite it or retype it, so I'm 7 contractors.
Okay, so who wants New Hampton Electric? Should just be,
Dave can help us too,
I can get the ones in town here, that's no problem.
but we'll get them delivered in the next 24 to 48 hours. You guys wanna go out further, or is 7 okay in the county?
It's probably, I think it's okay, right?
Okay. Is
And
there,
posted here,
what's that?
and posted here
Posted here?
on the website.
Yeah, I don't think, I thought about the paper, but I thought, it's like, these are the 7 in the county.
Yeah.
Who else can bid on it? Nobody can if they don't have a license.
So I think definitely posted here on the website,
Yeah.
in case someone picks it up.
So then it'll be posted in the county website and in the bulletin board of the county courthouse and the doors. Sounds good? Is there a motion then to seek bids for electrical panel replacement for 2 projects at the Chickasaw County Courthouse located at 8 East Prospect Street? New York?
So, Second.
Motion by Scott, second by Isaac to approve, to seek bids for electrical panels at the courthouse, 2 projects. And, like we talked, give the 7 Chickasaw County electricians the bid doc and post it on the windows and the bulletin board at the courthouse and the website. Bids are due back by February 6th. Any other discussion? If not, roll call. Scott?
Aye.
Isaac?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Jake? Aye. Motion is carried 4-0 with the absence of Travis. Just a little department update, Dave. I just wanted Dave to let us know about the truck, your ideas of the truck.
Yeah, the truck that we looked at the other day from the conservation, that looks like it would work fine for me. It's much better condition than the one I have now, and the little bit of rust that's on that one, I don't believe is gonna affect it for what I'm doing around here. Like I told Jake, I make a lot of short trips and just hauling odds and ends stuff, branches, stuff like that, lawn waste, things like that. So I think that truck would be just fine. So, and it saves us from, obviously we'll be utilizing something that's already here. We don't have to spend money on a higher end truck that this one will work just fine, so.
I mentioned yesterday that being a crew cab, it might be nice for you to get stuff to move that can't be out in the weather.
Right.
More space.
Yeah, and that was one thing that whatever we got, I do utilize that back area for tools and whatever, so that truck will fit the need real well, so.
Yep. And we're trying to get that either discussed, excuse me, in the budget work session or in Chad's budget for a new truck. But,
Okay.
so,
Yeah, I think that will work great. I have no complaints about it at all, so.
and then the other thing that needs to be discussed is the update at the Heritage.
Yes, I think I brought it up to you guys the last time I was up here that we were going to try to update about 3 more rooms on the south end to utilize some areas for office space if needed in the future. So Deb has started painting in those rooms. Steve Angel's been down there and dismantled some of the electrical and installed some lights. And other than that, after we get that part done, it's basically just strip and wax the floors, and that area will be ready to go. I think we're getting the job done for low to no cost, really.
So Dave updates me often about these jobs, but I want the whole board to hear it in the public. Now is the downtime, and I was gonna bring this up. Do we do anything to the north wind yet?
Correct. Yeah, that.
So I was just, if the board has any concerns, or just leave it completely as is, or what the bigger over picture of our vision of our goals of that Heritage Center. I think you guys have time now if we don't get snow and there's no grass growing or trees.
Yeah, if we had some direction on that part of it, then when we do have some times of the year where things aren't so pressing, we could be, in there dismantling some of that, but possibly prepping it for the future, so.
Just throwing that idea out. I don't have no discussion really much, or if you guys have something to share, but in the whole process of budget work session and to do something, the winter time seems like the time to do it. But anything else, Dave, for department updates?
I was just gonna mention that, the heat situation in the basement at the courthouse, over at the sheriff's office, we've been trying to address that because it gets pretty hot down there with all the electronics and whatever. We've had, Mick Gage has gotten us 2 exhaust fans that we've installed in one of the window wells on the south end of the basement and one on the north end. So those are installed now and working, and I think they're knocking the temperature down to a manageable level in the basement. If we get more electronics down there, I'm not sure if that's gonna increase the problem again or not, but we're trying to address it as we go here to dissipate the heat down there, because it does get really warm down there. There's been times when it's been near 90 degrees down there, so. But we're working on that project, and I think we're making some headway there, so.
Sounds good. Any questions for Dave? If not, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Next thing then is, just Engineer Roman wants you, Gamora Roman, 2 items to discuss. Actually, 3 if you have any department update, but authorized purchase of a used 2014 Kenwood T800.
Yeah, so Tyler and Sam, and I believe another one of the mechanics went and looked at this. They all think it's a good looking truck, drove it, ran good, everything's good on it in their opinion. Price, they got them knocked down to $35,500. So this, of course, as we spoke in the past year, 2 years, however long, would be utilized for a belly dump, so we can haul roughly double the tonnage in the same time frame. I think it's gonna be a money saver for the county. Of course, we are hunting for a belly dump, likely a new one, unless we find a real good deal on a used one. So I guess looking for approval to purchase.
Sent you guys some pictures of it, Roman did, so any questions, concerns with the,
Yeah, I deal with these daily. These trucks have death issues a lot, especially with the Packard.
This one shouldn't have any depth issues.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, that's my only concerns. I just see that it needs steers, but I don't know what the drives look like.
I believe Sam said the tires on the drives are good.
I know that Packard engine's about the least desirable semi motor out there, but. Yes. And then also the 10-speed for doing spread gravel and stuff, you don't have a lot of gears there, but if your guys think it's gonna be
Yeah, I
satisfactory.
mean, if you guys don't want to approve it, we'll continue, the search will continue. I guess I'm relying on my shop foreman and mechanic and road foreman to give me their opinions on it. The extent I drive semis is behind my tire shop, throw tires on it and then park it right in the back. So I'm good with about the first 2 or 3 years.
Is that with the clutch or without?
That's what.
Okay.
how much was it, Roman, again?
35.5.
This is in your equipment budget, current budget year.
Yep, we got enough buffer room in there, which I'll get to a tariff impacted purchase, in department update, but we've got enough buffer in there to purchase this as well as look for a belly dump in this current fiscal year, which I'm hoping to do. Primarily because I submitted my equipment budget to you guys last Friday for FY27, and it doesn't have any of that in it, so.
I did some research and, I mean, the ones I found, they did have the Cummins, but they were in the 50 to 60 range. Some of them even went from there, depending on the mileage, so.
So this is probably the 3rd or 4th truck that the guys had went and looked at. Nice thing about this one is it wasn't too far to travel. A lot of the ones that they looked at previously, they said, you know, and they were more than this. So,
I guess if they're okay with it, and they feel comfortable, I'm okay with it.
So motion, Isaac?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of a 2014 Kenworth T800 for the engineer.
Is there a second? Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Isaac, second by Steve, to allow the purchase of a used 2014 Kenwood T800 for the secondary roads department for the price of $35,500. Any other discussion? If not, roll call. Isaac?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Jake, aye. Motion carried 4-0 with the absence of Travis. Next thing on the agenda is approval $1 pay increase for the assistant to the engineer, Benjamin Schmidt, per agreement upon hire effective January 22nd, 2026.
so if you guys recall, when we I guess when you guys initially approved his hire, I gave you what the average wages were for a technician and then also the average wages for a certified technician at the time. It was agreed upon that he would start at $31 per hour. Of course, we had the fiscal year change, so that was 3% wage increase for FY26, so he was at $31.93. And contingent upon that agreement and performance review, and he did acquire all of the needed material testing certifications for the projects that we had. Ben's been doing a great job. He's learning. He got thrown into a lot of things that he didn't have experience with, and he's doing a very good job with the assistants, myself and Liza. Right now I've got him doing a PCC overlay design. So I think he's been doing a great job. I think he's deserving of that $1 an hour raise that was agreed upon. So I guess just looking for acknowledgement from you guys.
Is there a motion to approve the hour pay increase for the assistant? Effective January 22nd. Moved by Scott, second by
Second.
Steve. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Scott?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Isaac?
Aye.
Jake, aye. Motion is carried 4-0 with the absence of Travis. Budget update.
So pretty much all last week, the guys were brushing multiple locations. All of this is one way around. 3 East Little Turkey, we had a work order request on. Then the Fredericksburg, Saudi, and Nashville blade routes. I believe that they got one of the tractors moved to the Lawler route, I think. Either way, that was at the end of the week, so this week, that's probably where it's at. I'll give you another update on where they moved. Other than that, it was basically washing a lot of equipment through the last couple of weeks. Everything needed to be cleaning shops. Sign crew did repair / replace the stop sign at 190th and Newell. Done general repair maintenance of signs. I know they were doing some sign survey. The sign grant application is ready for submittal. That was submitted yesterday. That will get reimbursed. Shop was general repairs and maintenance. We did look at that Kenworth pricing options for FY27. Sam looked into dump truck, Mack, and Freightliner. I may have to revise the equipment budget because they are more expensive than I anticipated. I was thinking 325. They're 350 to 380, depending on which brand. And then also a mulching head for an excavator. We got 2 quotes, one from Ziegler and then one from, I can't remember the make. Either way, it's an attachment company. Gonna probably work with conservation. We could get possibly up to $15,000 grant through the Iowa Living Roadway Trust Fund if they apply for it. Talk to Chad on it, so I think we're gonna go that route for, I guess, budget approval in the coming months. Brings me to the sad one, would be, we received an updated price on the sign truck that was approved for this current fiscal year from Aspen Equipment. And it comes from the crane manufacturer, basically saying that we need to charge an extra $8,723.52 due to US tariffs on Canadian products. So the original quote was $240,000. The new one is $248,723.52. We have the room in the budget. We need the truck. We're at the mercy of what the federal government is doing with tariffs. So I guess I'm suggesting you guys authorize me to sign this updated purchase agreement. Because it's not gonna get any cheaper next year. And we do have the room in the budget.
Yeah, but Dave is not on the agenda, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
When you were talking about your equipment budget increasing, were you talking about the one you just gave me? Okay, so then I should,
well, I'm sure it'll be revised in some way, shape, or form. If we don't have a revision on a budget, I'll buy everybody a beer.
So I think what we practiced in the past, and unless something changed, it seems like they're due to us by the 15th to the auditor, 20th by us. They can never go up, they're supposed to go down.
Unless you have a budget amendment.
Okay.
So if you wanted to fix it until Monday with the new numbers that we have not seen
Whoa, wait a minute though. Okay, so I'm gonna revise all the wages then too.
yet. Good luck with that one.
I'm just saying. Well, I mean, you guys'
So-
budget letter was pretty open to interpretation of, is it $1.5 or is it 4% or is it based off of other comparable professions? So I'm gonna send you an updated budget by the end of the week.
I
Follow the
did,
guidelines of the
I wasn't
letter.
here when they did the letter for, or the wages.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, if it can't go down, I'm gonna give you the one that I won't be afraid of it going.
I would just recommend to change the equipment that you just mentioned.
No, that's a recommendation. Anyways, all right, I'll put that back.
Go back to the updates. It was West Elvis yesterday, west and north, and there's a bunch of concrete popping out of that
Yeah.
road, so it might be, might be a hazard for.
Let's see. So yeah, I'll put that on the agenda to approve that, or acknowledge it, however you want it worded. Office, a lot of design development work, we're pretty much 17 separate projects in some way, shape, or form that we're involved in right now. B-22 specifically, I guess, I did submit bid docs to the Iowa DOT and AGC. Been getting a lot of requests from contractors, so that is a February 17th letting. We will have 2 lettings on January 21st for our contract bridges. We did determine that BR 0621, which would be southwest on Irwin, or that one's on 280th, I believe, west of Irwin. 270. Let's see here. 280th west of Irwin, that'll be a 50-foot by 30-foot beam and slab. Then on Irwin South, 280th 0641 will be a 60-foot by 24-foot beam and slab, both completed by our crews. We'll have to have a letting for the steel. I guess that brings kind of some other things too. It seems like every other year our contract rock gets higher. Or, we put on more tons every other year than the year prior. So that, of course, is gonna up our rock expenditures this year. The 2 bridges that we're doing, well, the one is 60-foot single span. That's the biggest one that our crews will have done in history. So these are gonna add costs. I didn't know if you guys have any appetite to up the contribution of the infrastructure fund to perhaps, we've been doing $100,000 for rock, $100,000 for culverts. Typically, there's less than $100,000 on culverts, so we spend that excess on rock. So roughly $112,000 and $88,000 on culverts. So $200,000 typically every year is given. Didn't know if you guys have an appetite for maybe upping the rock portion, or maybe, perhaps infrastructure fund could pay for some of the steel and the steel letting for these 2 bridges. Just trying to look, it's try to keep that carryover number good, but then you're also being cautious on revenues. So it always seems like the carryover looks like it's gonna be less than what it actually becomes, which is a good thing, but you just never know.
So that, yeah, remind all of us that that's that 40% of the local
Local
option.
And right now, I do have a balance that I can forward to you guys, but, I think right now we're at about 400,000 balance in that, and it'd be over 600,000, so. And at the same token, we could leave it in there and, years ago, we did a whole bridge, a contract bridge, a 226-foot beam bridge. It was, I think back then it was about $900,000. So
Do you recall when the city of New Hampton pays their payment?
July 5th every year, that's 45,000 and some change. Their first payment, of course, was this past July, or last July. and that's 5 years worth, so we'll have 4 more payments on July 5th every year for 4 years through 2029.
So his request is for a budget request for Monday's discussion to up the $100,000 road clear.
It's, no, not road clearing, infrastructure fund contribution, and do we do it for rock? Cause that's easiest would be rock, just with the volume of rock that we put down.
Yeah, I think we present whatever we want to do and
Okay,
we can have a discussion.
let's see, engineer's office building did receive the revised contract. They had me, or the engineer's office listed as the owner. David reviewed it as well. I think Jake maybe took a look. So they sent it back, everything looked good, so we'll be in the process of getting that contract signed, hopefully here in the next week or two. Approved building permit from them. Working on budget, that got submitted. Title VI agreement was submitted to the DOT. Submitted an application for state bridge construction funds, so every year there's an excess of revenues that the state kind of conglomerates and puts into the state bridge construction fund. We've applied every year that it's came out, we just haven't got it. It's based off the point system. We did submit one. I had been go through it. You can only submit one, so we did VR 1110, which is on B44 east of Vanderbilt. That's a bridge that's approaching the end of its life, probably looking at a posting year and who knows, any number of years. But we did submit that. I'm not gonna say that we're gonna get it, but you're never gonna get it if you don't try, so. That's pretty much it for update.
All right, any questions for Roman? All right, thank you.
Thank you all.
Discuss future agenda items. Again, just a question, concern. It seems like we have a lot on the 19th. Public hearings, probably one for sure, but maybe two to not to exceed resolution for the $3 million. I think that there's potentially 2 of them, not 2 public hearings, 1 public hearing,
2 resolutions.
but 2 resolutions. A lot of the budget work session today has been moved to Monday or Tuesday. Any conflicts, as we know today, for Monday and Tuesday?
No.
So then we'll build for both days.
Yeah. Reminder of the conference board meeting tomorrow night, and then some of us have EMA and 911 also. Conference board is raised agenda.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
But yeah, we gotta make sure we post all 3 of them. Anything else?
Well, you kind of brought it up earlier, and I was going to ask, since we're doing all those budgets, this seems to come up every year during budget, usually about in the middle. Do we want to hold some kind of a capital improvement projects / buildings that we've discussed multiple times that we may or may not want to sell? And just hold a discussion purely on that rather than mingle it in between all the other budgets that we always seem to get caught up in.
I would really like that.
So the issue is those departments don't have the, I hate to use power or authority to do capital projects. And a lot of them I feel are gonna fall under that capital project, like county conservation, heritage. What are we gonna do July 1st or hereafter to the engineer's office? That's gonna need some 51 funds to either get it ready for whoever, right? When they take out their stuff, that's gonna be an open office. Who's gonna do the carpet, the paint, the new furniture, whoever's gonna go in there. Yes, that needs to be discussed. Did you wanna see all the departments? I think we're gonna see all budgets by Tuesday. You wanna do it after we see everybody's budget?
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to see all the budgets first, but I just know it seems like every year we get caught up in that in the middle of the budget and then nothing ever happens and
And that's where we've
got plenty of capital projects that need to be done, building issues and.
We need a list and just start checking off the list.
Some kind of plan anyway. I mean, we've talked about moving people to different offices numerous times and it's happened and
Oh, we talked about the handicap drive.
Yep.
That'd be nice to have it done before a general. Just saying, if you guys care what I think.
But it seems like we talk about those capital projects, but it always ends up, where are the funds coming from? You know, what's more important to some people, right? Is it keeping staff and keeping services, or is it taking care of buildings and structures?
well, I think it's a combination of both. I mean, we've gotta maintain our staff that, you know, if we've got a big hole on the north side in the driveway of the courthouse, I don't know that that does a lot of good for our staff either. Or if the wind's blowing right through the windows,
I get it.
or the furnace isn't working at the community service building, I don't know what good that is for the staff that we have either, so.
Well, and they say you guys are custodials of all the buildings.
Correct.
So I guess managing staff is one part of the job and managing the buildings is the second part of the job. So it doesn't do, the staff, the building falls down, the staff have no place to
I
go.
don't get it. Talking about that.
But no, I think we should probably see all the budgets first and then maybe just set aside a budget meeting or whatever. I hate to use the word workshop because that gets complicated, but of either capital projects and, you know, some of those discussions of what, are we gonna move people? Are we gonna sell a building? You know, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, I get it. So 26 or 27 for that, or? Because it'll take a while for the auditor to get them all compiled and see where we're at with.
I've been trying to enter them as I've been getting them, so I'm on the downhill right now.
We could do maybe possibly the 27th.
Because we're at claims and stuff on 26.
I don't know, everybody be gone, either 28th, 29th, possibly the state.
Yep, our next deadline is March 5th.
Yep.
And that's pretty much to determine general supplemental. So, before then.
Yeah, I guess the other ones have all been determined, huh?
Almost.
Ask the department heads for requests for capital projects, or is this just buildings, or what are you considering capital projects, or is this the wish list discussion? Hey, we've got all our budgets put in, we know we have X requested and we have Y available. If we have extra, now let's look at longer, medium, or short-term projects that people might want, and it's just departments or overall for the county. Is that kind of what you're going at with this?
I guess I wasn't really considering necessarily the wish list items that have been discussed back and forth yet. I mean, maybe that's another discussion too, but, I'm just thinking of, you know, I've been here 4 years and when I got here, we were arguing over whether we could put windows in the courthouse and we haven't done that yet.
Yep.
And that we've taken the furnace out of the building budget 2 years in a row, it's 30 years old. You know, we've discussed that the basement is caving in on the parking lot on the north side. How many times that haven't done anything about it, you know? I don't wanna show up here some Thursday and find a garbage truck sitting in a hole behind the courthouse.
I agree.
You know,
You're talking
the
actual buildings and infrastructure,
Yeah.
medium and long term.
you know, we've discussed the heritage numerous times of what we could and couldn't do.
Correct. Yep, we'll get that out. Probably for the 27th. Are we missing, Sheila, any nonprofits? Have you
I
reached
was
out to
looking-
all of them?
I was thinking that I haven't heard from the 4-H extension, so
The 4-H
I'm gonna
extension?
call them. I was just going through my list today. And then I did receive a letter from the Soil Commission, but I haven't called them to see if they wanna present. Do you wanna?
I think they did a great presentation last year. So I think unless you guys want to see them again,
I don't think it's, it's,
So no, don't call them, okay.
I think the letter's just fine.
you know,
They're all voted in by the people of the county. VA, they're meeting tonight,
yeah, I
right?
haven't seen that.
Yeah, I haven't seen nothing with the VA, to tell you the truth.
I think they're meeting tonight. Hopefully get you something by the 15th. But I think all the rest of the county departments have been submitted.
Yep, I got, we took, Joe was here yesterday, plus he came in and worked on his budget, so I can enter his in. And I don't think there is, I'll have to go through the other thing, but I've been trying to put them in as fast as they were coming in.
When does the opioid meet? Is that coming up?
Is that the 21st?
14th, or no,
It's next week sometime. I don't know, I've gotten the next week yet, but it's next week.
21st. It's the 21st.
I was thinking it was the 21st too.
And since I'm talking future agenda items yet, have we finalized the ARPA documents that were required to be all spent by December 31st?
I filed last year,
Okay,
and then we had, what's Paul's help,
yeah.
and then I
I'm just
haven't
wondering
looked
if
to
we're
him
done
to
with it.
see, because we actually spend them not to less. So I think I need to do one more file that, you know,
Just wanna make sure that has been taken care of and they don't come knocking for anything. Anything else for future?
Yeah, opioids, next Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
All right, I thank everybody, so is there a motion to adjourn?
So, second.
Motion by Scott, second by Steve to adjourn at 9:43, roll call, Scott, Steve, Isaac, Jake, motion is carried 4-0 with the absence of Travis.